Hey guys, and welcome to a new pen to film tutorial. This tutorial is part 5 of a 5-part series of tutorials on how to retouch a model's face. This is part 5 where I'm going to do the final touches to the image, like a little bit more sharpening, dodge and burn, and some colour correction. If you missed any other parts, you can find them on my channel, or in the description below I have links to every part. So go ahead and watch them if you haven't seen this one before, or if you just want to know how I do my final touches, you can carry on watching this tutorial. So the first thing I do is I like to make adjustment layers for my color corrections, and I always start off with the levels. I'll put up the blacks, and I leave the whites alone for this image. I just make it a tad more lighter, like so, and then I'll make a brightness and contrast, and I'll pull down the contrast just a bit, say 15, like so, and the brightness will come down to around 10, so you can see the before and after, so. And then I'd add a curves layer to give it a sort of lomography sort of look, but very subtle lomography. So I'm going to just pull down the highlights and actually pull up the highlights in the red, and pull down the shadows of red, and just crush the deep darks of the red, but not too much. Then I go to the blues. I do pretty much the opposite. Let's just check before and after. But again, I crush the blues in the shadows. And in the green, I just add a really small tinge of green. It gives you this lomography sort of look. So now I've done that, I will reduce the opacity ever so slightly, say 80%, so it's not too harsh. And go to the levels again, bring up the darks and the whites and after, and then I'd add another contrast reduction to say minus 15 for this one. So that's the colour correction done. Now you might notice that we spent all that time on the eyes to have them tinged with a different colour. So what I do is I like to bring up the paintbrush, take the opacity to around 60-50%, I'm going to go with 50%, with a black, so it will hide the adjustment layer from the eyes, but only half. So it's still there, just the colour is coming through only so slightly. So now that we have done that, we can go ahead and do the merge layer again, and I'm going to name this sharpen, and this will be the entire image we're going to be sharpening. Go to sharpen, unsharp mask, percent of 25 will do. So we've sharpened this, and now if you want you can add a vignette. Now the way I add a vignette would be to make a solid colour layer of black, and then I'd grab the elliptical marquee tool, somewhere in the centre, hold Alt and Shift, well I'm going to let go of Shift actually, so I can make it around about there. Let's just make it slightly bigger than the frame, like so. Then delete that layer mask, click on the layer mask again, go to filter, blur and Gaussian blur, and we're going to blur this quite a lot, say 380, roughly around there, and then bring the opacity down slightly. So there we are, we've added a vignette, we've sharpened the image, and we've done the color correction. So now we're going to have a look at the before and then the after. And now we'll have a look at the image before we started working on it. I think it's original PSD. So this is the image we started working on. Let's just make these both the same size. This is the image we started working on. We have hair, we have freckles and spots and scars all over the place. The eyes are quite dull, the eyelashes are just blending in ever so slightly. The hair is too light, we've got some shiny patches on the forehead. And then we have our final, which has been color corrected. The shine has been taken away ever so slightly. All the important features like the eyelashes, the eyes and the lips have been slightly enhanced. The hair has been darkened. And the skin has been smoothed, but not to the point where it's like porcelain. So that's the final part of the retouching series. I hope you enjoy the parts. And again, if you missed any of the parts, you can find them in the description box below. Or you can head to the website pendafilm.com and there'll be a post up containing all 5 parts, so you can watch them all in a row. So thanks for watching this last tutorial, and I hope to see you in the next one. Please leave a comment below if you use this with any examples that you've done using these techniques, or you can leave a comment below suggesting a tutorial I should do, be it in a different program, because I've done a lot of Photoshop tutorials. Now you may have noticed that I've been using Photoshop CS6, which is now in public beta release, so you can download it from the Adobe site. I'll also put the link down below in the description. I'll also be posting on the Pen to Film website a quick list of new things that have come out in CS6 with examples. So keep your eyes peeled, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.